I'm just thinking, I guess, more on if they lose tonight or if they get swept. Do you think Brett Brown should go? Because I'm thinking my inclination is yes. I mean, how he's using Embiid yesterday's or Saturday's game, how he was literally hovering around the 3 point area was just frustrating. Like, he's a big man. Find a way to put him near the middle. The fact that he shot a three, I think he made a three, that doesn't mean that's necessarily a good shot. He should be in the paint.
Well,
He
well,
should
well,
be
well,
utilized
well,
in the paint.
well. Here's
And
the
I'm just
deal,
getting so frustrated.
Bethany. You're dissecting it a little bit too much. Clearly, Joel Embiid should be in the paint, but remember, he's a bit compromised because he's got that knee injury in his left knee. You also have to remember that he's going up against a big boy in Marc Gasol that he can't exactly back down because his lower extremities, his legs, are not as powerful enough to just push Marc Gasol back with him being compromised health-wise. Also, Kawhi Leonard has been giving it to them. He's 14-0 against the Sixers in his career, 4-0 since he's arrived in Toronto. They have no answer to him. He does what he wants against them. 5 for 5 against Tobias Harris, 5 for 6 against Jimmy Butler. But Ben Simmons had a better performance against them, but nobody is stopping him. They're going to have to figure that out. Then you look at Siakam, he's the most improved player. You look at their depth, their experience, their ability to defend. And let me tell you something right now. I think that the Sixers are going to lose this series in 5 games. And nobody's rooting for them harder than me because I know a lot of people that are attached to the Sixers organization that I love dearly, okay? But they're going to lose this series in my estimation. And if they don't take this 7 games, I think Brett Brown is going to lose his job. I think that he's going to be gone because I happen to know that there are already people internally that are questioning whether he's the right coach or not, but they love him. He's impossible not to love. He's a great, great guy, and he's a good coach who's weathered some storms during that whole nonsense of the process as coach of the Philadelphia 76ers. But the last couple of years, there have been some expectations. He has not met them. He certainly didn't meet them last year. And if they get annihilated by the Raptors, he would not have met them this year. You might not be able to beat the Raptors, but the Sixers definitely expect him to make this series competitive because you have enough weapons as a coach to make necessary adjustments and to make this series more competitive. And if you don't do that, I think they're going to be looking for another coach.
Got it.
Thank you so much. I got to go, Bethany. I appreciate the call. Thank you so much. Let's go to Joe. You're live with Stephen A. What's up? Talk to me, Joe.
What's good, Joe?
What's good, Stephen A? You're Joe, but go ahead. Joe, are you there? Joe's gone. I don't know what happened to him. I'm sorry. Wesley, you're live with Stephen A. What's up?
Stephen, how you doing? It's been over 10 years, man. I don't know if you were there to see my Uncle Cleo Hill.
Oh, okay.
A tribute to him that Winston-Salem did.
Yes,
also, his son is now the head coach. I hope you support him. But I
hope I support you.
You hope I sent you a.
You hope I support Winston-Salem State? You got to do your research, brother. I'm a big supporter of Winston-Salem State, but go ahead.
No, I'm glad you are. His son is the coach now.
I know.
I just wanted to let you know that love what you did, love what you're doing, but hey, we got to go back to the old school. Back in the day, we used to play this thing on the blacktop, 1, 2, 3, jump. All right, I saw Al Horford give the guy from Greece, because I'm never going to say his name.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Greek freak.
No,
Go
I
ahead.
ain't going to say his name.
Well, you can say the Greek freak. You can say the Greek freak.
He ain't no freak.
Oh.
I like what Champ said.
Okay.
I like what Champ said. Champ said he's what? 2.0 of Amari. Okay, and I give Champ.
Well, we did like Amari Stoudemire a little bit when he was in Phoenix now. And we did like him a lot. We did like him.
Amari made big shots in Phoenix. This kid can't make big shots. Okay, and like I said again, I saw Al with his rickety legs jump up, palm the ball, and bring it down. And what the kid do? He did a Joe Frazier. His legs left him, and he fell down. Get in the weight room, and you're going off the hype. ESPN, TNT got to hype the kid. He's not where everybody thinks he is.
Time. Calm down. Hold on. He did average 27 a game, 27 and 13. He's not a scrub. And when you talk about the weight, yeah, he can improve. You do know that he put on 51 pounds of muscle since he came into the league. He's not there yet. but let's not talk about him in disrespectful tones. When you consider where he was to where he has gone, how ultra competitive he is, how much of a rough rider he is, he wants to go against the best. He don't want to join them. His game continues to improve year after year after year. He doesn't take a step back. He's not there yet, but let's not talk about him in such disrespectful tones like this brother ain't that. The Greek Freak is something special. He just might not be that dude yet.
Relish off the burger, okay?
I didn't hear you.
His game is like relish. You could go ahead and move the relish off the burger and still eat it, okay? That's how his game is. Let me just say this, though. They talk about the kid from Denver. Hey, he ain't nothing but a version of Bob Lanier, okay, Willis Reed, the big center they have at Denver. He ain't nothing but a version of Bob Lanier who can.
Well, they're not talking about him on that level. They're just saying he might be enough to beat Portland.
Okay, well, he's going to need Mary. He's definitely going to need Mary and the rest of that staff because that big old chunky boy can't do it by himself. But like I said, he ain't no better than Bob Lanier, Willis Reed, or Elvin Hayes.
I got you.
Okay?
I got you. I got to run, Wes. I appreciate the call, Lo. Thank you so much. But I got you. I understand where you're coming from, bro. Let's go to Keith real quick. You're live with Stephen A. Talk to me, Keith.
Okay.
Keith, real quick. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, Stephen A.
Go
I
ahead.
want to hit on the fact that I listen to you, Max Molly, every morning religiously.
Thank you.
Okay, and I heard you talk about Harden and Green. But you never mentioned the fact that Harden push off every damn time he touched the ball.
Well, listen,
and he gonna cry.
but usually, you know, you're false there because usually he's dribbling before he steps back. So that's not a push-off.
No. When he drives, even when the opponent's on him, he push off to get back.
Sometimes he does and he gets away with it. Sometimes he doesn't. That's part of the game.
For the most part, when they playing him tight, he push off.
So what you gonna tell me? What you gonna tell me, man? He averages 36 points a game because he pushes off?
No, my point is, don't cry. He shouldn't cry. You know.
Well, I will say this to you though. I don't have a problem. He wasn't crying about the foul. He's crying about being undercut. And I think that's something to be careful about. You don't need to be taking the jump shot wondering whether or not you're going to get your ankle twisted. That I agree with.
But Green jumped away. He didn't jump into him. But you know
that last play. But there were 3 or 4 occasions in the first half of the first 3 quarters where he had a legitimate argument, bro. That's a fact. That's a fact.
They
right.
look for a
I got to go, but I appreciate the call. I got your point. Thank you so much. 888-SAY-ESPN. By the way, when you order today, only 1-800-FLOWERS will double the flowers for free. That's you're live with Stephen A. Talk to me, Chris.
Hey, Stephen A. Good talking to you again.
Good talking to you and good seeing you at the Clippers Warriors game, my brother. Good meeting you, my man. All the best to you.
You as well.
Go ahead.
You as well. Hopefully we can sit down one day.
Yes, we will.
Real quick,
we will.
A couple quick things. Just go ahead and touch on them, I guess, in the second hour. But number one, I do believe KD and Kyrie will have to play with one another.
No, that I asked. I didn't ask, will they? What I said to you, do you like them as a pair leading a championship team?
Yes, sir. Because
Okay.
I do believe that Kyrie will enjoy playing with Durant better than he did playing with LeBron. That's just my honest opinion.
Okay.
Number two, I think Milwaukee's in a world of trouble, Stephen A. I think they got exposed. When I realized that Coach Brad Stevens is putting bigs on Giannis, that's not a good sign.
Mm-hmm.
He's obviously basically saying, Giannis, you can't shoot. You're not going to beat us. And your athleticism, we can match all of that. And they have nobody else to put the ball on the ground and make plays, Stephen A. So that's not a good look. Yeah, I know you mentioned Brogdon, but he's not going to be able to make up for what we saw last night. They were down by as many as 20. Remember, he's not a playmaker. He's somebody that can knock down a 3 and play defense. So Milwaukee's in a world of trouble unless Giannis is able to make jump shots consistently or take jump shots consistently. And number 3, real quick, Stephen A. on Houston and Golden State. I've told you before, I think we talked about this about a week ago. I told you I believe Portland is the biggest threat in the West to the Warriors other than Houston. Big side Houston, they lost all that versatility last year with Ariza and Mamute. They don't have the same versatility. Yes, they can knock down 3-point jump shots, but the versatility on defense was compromised when they let those guys
let me
walk
stop
out
you
the
right
door. They're
there.
not able to match up.
Let me stop you right there. With Nurkic out and Enes Kanter scheduled to not play tonight, combine that with Jokic looking the way that he looked, no athleticism whatsoever. Just, I mean, this dude just looks like a big just pork eating brother right there. Just meat and potatoes, man, and just leaning on you and all. I don't know if they've got any kind of answer for him. I know Damian Lillard and CJ got to play out of their mind. I think they will be able to produce, but they're going to have their work cut out for them against this Denver squad right now. I hope I'm wrong because I'm looking for my man Dame, but I'm picking Denver to win that series in 7 games. And as it pertains to Milwaukee, listen, they're on the verge. They could be in a world of trouble if they don't win Game 2. But Brogdon, it is anticipated that he could be back for Game 3. He's been participating in 5-on-5 drills. Keep in mind that he's arguably their best decision maker. He's a 15-point per game scorer who's played in 64 games this year. He's shooting 50% from the field, 42% from three-point range, and 93%, 92.8 to be exact, from the free throw line. He is a significant upgrade in terms of being a perimeter shooter from Eric Bledsoe. Let's not forget that.
Absolutely not, Stephen A. But you're going to tell me that's enough to compensate with the Kyries, the Browns, the Tatum, who did not play
here would be my response to that. Here would be my response to that. I don't know if you know the answer to that question. Here's why. Because as awesome as the Greek Freak is in the interior, nobody has shot more threes than Milwaukee, and we know what they can do effectively, from the perimeter between Brogdon, Lopez, Meredith, and these boys. They had some open threes yesterday. They just didn't drain them. So even though I give Boston mad credit, we're giving Boston mad credit because of how they neutralized Giannis. What we're not pointing out is how those guys missed perimeter shots and three-point shots yesterday. We can't ignore that, bro. I'll give you the last word, 20 seconds. Go.
Yes, sir. But how do those guys get those shots? That's from Giannis being so dominant.
Yeah, but
guys pack the paint.
But the reason why you're wrong, Chris, is because he was missing yesterday. He wasn't dominating the paint, but they still got those shots. They just didn't make them. If they're making them, what then? And that's what we can't ignore. I got to go, but I appreciate the call. Thank you so much. 888-SAY-ESPN. It's 888-729-3776. You're listening live to Stephen A. ESPN Radio.